that the minister has acknowledged that is new. Mr. Speaker, limb A is the foundation of the question. And therefore, the fairest you can give him is for him to go back and come with a proper question on a different day. Otherwise, we will give him the impression that he can come to the House and answer his own question. He can only answer the questions of the House, Mr. Speaker. I request.
Very well. Honorable CS, are you in a position to respond adequately to limb 2?
Honorable Speaker.
Without providing a comprehensive response to limb 1 of the question. If your answer is yes, I will allow you to proceed. If your answer is no, let us not waste time. Let us just defer this particular question until such a time that you're adequately prepared to respond to it. Just a moment. Yes, Honorable CS.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
I just asked.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
The first question was a list. The second question was, why has the government not paid out, which is what I have responded to. And the third question was, could the Cabinet Secretary explain the inordinate delay in completing the project?
Yeah, but Honorable CS, you know the substratum of this question is that list. Yes.
Okay.
So everything else flow from that list. Yes, Honorable Senator Fokitui.
Mr. Speaker, it's a sad day. It's a very sad day that a CS has gone on record on the floor of the House that he actually received questions from the Senate, but just read the covering letter. That's what he has said. That actually he just read the covering letter, he did not read the annex that contains the questions, then he went ahead to answer questions based on the covering letter. Mr. Speaker, this is a demonstration of how casually this minister and this ministry treats this House. Mr. Speaker, I want to implore you, Mr. Speaker, and I said this before, restore the dignity of this House by requiring the CS to forthwith cease from addressing this House on that matter, to go back and read the question, respond to our questions, then we can engage him. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Fanarobi.
Honorable Speaker, let us not forget that this question was supposed to be responded to a while back. You remember when the minister failed to appear in the House, and I was saying that he's an individual that I do not know at all. It's good that he has shown up today, but Honorable Speaker, you can see the frustration of the people of this country with the sort of leadership that we have. First of all, even when the minister claims that he can respond adequately to the second question, look at the response you have supplied to this House, Honorable CS, that you have consultants doing something in 2012. In 2012, telling you these are the parcels of land that are affected, these are the owners of the land, and this is the amount of money that is required to be paid. You send another consultant years later to do the exact same thing, Honorable Speaker. And then a third exercise to do the same thing. And when he asks the Senator for Migori, why is it taking so long? We are being told there is a verification process. The very same thing that was done in 2012. Honorable Speaker, you are also being told that completion of payment, you already have the money. You are telling us it takes 6 months to send money to 2,000 non-people. Honorable Speaker, when he says the next batch will be paid in the next financial year, August of 2025 is the next financial year. So, Honorable Speaker, what you do...
Honorable Senator,
yes,
let us agree on the way forward.
This is where I'm coming to.
Because you're interrogating the response.
This is what I'm coming to.
We have agreed here that we don't interrogate the CS on this whole question.
This is what I'm coming to speak.
Yes.
This is what I'm coming to.
Then get there fast. Because you're interrogating the response.
No, because, Honorable Speaker, you put a question to him, and I can tell you for a fact, even if he was allowed to go to the second limb, we would be more annoyed than we are right now with that response. So this CS must be told to take his work seriously, to take this house seriously, so that when he comes back here, he responds to the questions that have been posed to him. Otherwise, he can also run to be Senator of Migori, ask his own questions, and run back to his ministry to answer those same questions. Those are not the questions the people of Kuja are looking for answers for.
Now, honorable senators, let us make progress on this matter. We have agreed that the question by Senator for Migori has not been responded to. The CS has proceeded to ask a question other than the one that has been asked by the Senator for Migori. That being the case, therefore, we will defer this question, and the CS will appear before the Senate on Wednesday next week for purposes of responding to this particular question. So we now move to question number 009 by the Senator for Makueni. I hope it will not suffer the same fate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I had asked the CS Cabinet Secretary, could the Cabinet Secretary provide an update on the status of the construction of Thwake Dam in Makueni County and explain why construction works have stalled? And B, what measures has the government put in place to ensure the timely completion of the dam, and could the Cabinet Secretary give timeline? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may now respond.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you, honorable members. Honorable Speaker, two questions from the honorable member. I'll give first a background on Thwake Dam in Makueni. The government of Kenya and African Development Bank, through the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, is implementing Thwake Multipurpose Dam project. The program involves phase 1 of construction of the 80-meter high multipurpose dam with a storage capacity of 688 million meter cubic and associated preliminary works needed to enable implementation of phase 1, phase 3, and phase 4 of the program, which involves water supply, hydropower generation, and irrigation development, respectively. The dam is a flagship project under Vision 2030, medium-term plan 2023-2027, and the better services delivery roadmap. The implementation of the program is geared towards realization of universal access to water and sanitation and food security in accordance with Article 43B, C, and D of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, the completion of Thwake Dam construction and implementation of downstream components is critical in the realization of the semi-arid eastern region, economic viability through the harnessing of runoff during the rains, and the release of waters for various uses in Makueni and Kitui counties, among the water supply of around 150,000 meter cubic to 1.3 million people, including water supply to Konza Techno City in Machakos County, generation of 20 megawatts hydropower to boost water supply and distribution. The supply water from the dam for irrigation of around 100,000 acres downstream of the dam. Areas to be served include Wote Town, Mavindeni, Kalawa, Kathonzweni sub-county, sub-urban centers in Makueni, Kanyagi, Kalulini, Dongoni, Kisiani, Kwavonza sub-urban centers in Kitui County, and provide back water supply to Konza Techno City in Machakos County with a cumulative distribution lines of approximately 800 kilometers. The sanitation services will benefit over 10,000 people in towns of Wote and Kibwezi in Makueni County with a trunk sewer line of 445 kilometers. Honorable Speaker, to respond to question number 1 on the status of construction of Thwake Dam in Makueni, the construction of the 80.5 high Thwake multipurpose dam with a capacity of 688 storage capacity is ongoing, with civil works on dam construction at around 94.2% completion level. The embankment dam filling, which is one of key components of the dam, is recorded at 99%, achieving the required level of elevation of 916 meters above sea level. The last layer was placed on 18th June 2024. The spillway progress stands at 94%, and the upstream and downstream coffer dams are completed and operational. This being a rock-filled dam structure, a period of 6 to 9 months was required from the last placement on 18th June 2024 to allow the dam embankment to settle and stabilize before the concrete face slab works are carried out as recommended by the World Dam Safety Panel of Experts, which was achieved at the end of January 2025. The remaining works are on the concrete face slab placement, which is the plaster, the spillway bridge, and hydromechanical equipment installation. The construction period was expected to end on 7th December 2024. The anticipated completion date of the dam could not be realized because of for the following reasons. There was delays in works progress because of an increase in dam height from 77.5 meters to 80.5 meter to increase storage. Weak foundation of the dam at the riverbed, which was discovered during construction, necessitating excessive excavation and special treatment. There was the pandemic, COVID-19, and Ukraine issues that resulted in scaling down of labor force and lack of explosives in the country. Then there was adequate time required to allow the dam embankment to settle before the concrete slab is done. Honorable Speaker, the increase in dam height and weak foundation at the riverbed section of the dam necessitated additional works, resulting to changes in the cost of the dam construction, which requires additional financing to complete the remaining works. The National Treasury, through the letter reference number TNT/RMD/01-237/01/01F8, dated 15th November 2024, sought for additional financing from African Development Bank to enable completion of the remaining works on the dam construction. The African Development Bank is currently undertaking an appraisal to determine the level of additional financing required. On question number 2, timelines for completion of the construction works on the Dwake Dam. Honorable Speaker, the remaining dam construction works are on the concrete face, slab placement, spillway bridge, and hydro-mechanical equipment installation. These works were due to commence once the dam embankment settlement rate of 5 millimeter per month and below has been achieved, as advised and adopted by the Dam Safety Panel of Experts. The Ministry and the Dam Supervision Consultant, in consultation with the Dam Panel of Experts, has been monitoring the settlement level of embankment over the last 7 months, that is from July 2024 to January 2025, based on the adopted and recommended rate of 5 millimeter per month and below threshold. Honorable Speaker, as of 30th January 2025, all settlement recordings for the critical section of the dam embankment and reduced to below 5 millimeter per month threshold and stabilized, ready to commence phase slab construction. The contractor has therefore been instructed via letter reference number 5083077/2024 and NEK/13-293 dated 20th February 2025 to immediately commence execution of the remaining works on the concrete face slab placement, spillway bridge, and hydro-mechanical equipment installation. The contractor is required to ensure all remaining dam construction works are completed by 30th October 2025. The contractor has submitted a program of works on the same, which is currently being evaluated to this effect. Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Honorable Senator for Makueni, you may now ask your supplementary questions.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I've got, although there has been an attempt to answer the question, Mr. Speaker, I have asked in A, why the construction works have stalled. Mr. Speaker, we've been told about the war in Ukraine. I have not seen the nexus, and I can confirm, as having been a member for Makueni constituency, that during the COVID times, the works never stopped at all, Mr. Speaker. What happened then was that there was you know, the people who are working there never left. They were constrained to that particular place and never interacted with other people. And therefore, COVID-19 and war in Ukraine, and even the so-called explosives, because I doubt whether we were exporting any explosive from Ukraine, that really ever stalled the work. Mr. Speaker, this dam has stopped completely, and everybody's